All right, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back with yours truly, the counselor, Mr. James Horton. Welcome back with your domestic violence counselor, Mr. James Horton. All right. Oh, man. I'd like to invite you all back in to another lesson, another blessing. I would like you also to check out my channel, Domestic Violence with the Counselor, on YouTube. Jump on in and start experiencing a good ride and some good help for you and your family, and definitely some good help during our trying times of this corona and this worldwide virus that's going on that's killing our people and people all over the world. All right? Okay. This evening's lesson is going to be a lesson called, the domestic missing link is what we'll call it. It's called the domestic missing link, right? And many of our travels around this earth and many of our trying times and many of our processes of building ourselves up and getting our lives in order, we find that there's maybe a missing link in our program, a missing link to complete something. Something is disconnected in our process, and we're going to kind of try to address what some of those things may be, and how to bridge, the link and bridge the chain, and put the missing link in place. All right, it says the domestic missing link. It says the definition of a missing link is a person, a partner, an association, connecting piece or thing that's needed to complete one's whole life purpose. The domestic missing link is what one needs in their life and what many of us find ourselves looking, searching, and trying to self-create and recreate outside of our physical and spiritual state of being. Domestic missing links is the missing rib or the missing rib cage. Ask yourself questions. Number one, it says, domestic missing link. In your life and within your quest of being in sync, is your link designed to help you sync, or is your links designed to help you think, right? Are they aligned? Because many times when it's broken, when there's a missing link in the chain, the following links, we might be, the special link to put it all together, but the other links of the chain could be something that's trying to help us sync, something that's trying to get in the way of us moving forward and completing our goals and our missions, right? So some of these links are there for not positive purposes. Sometimes they're there to help you think instead of helping you think. All right? Number two, domestic prison link. During your continuous cycle of going in and out of jail, domestic missing link. During your continuous cycle of going in and out of prison, are you known to miss your friends more than you're known to miss your freedom? Right? Missing link. Are you known to, when you're in that process of, why does that person keep going back? Why don't that person just stay out here? What is going on in there that a person will want to keep coming back? Some of us have gone to jail or potentially gone all the way to jail, not just an overnight jail, and we've gone in there and been in there for a long time. One day is actually too long. But some of us have a pattern of going back and going back. So there's a question, right? Do you miss your friends that you made up in jail, or do you miss your freedom? Right? Now, if I miss my freedom, if you miss your freedom, one would think that you would stop going to jail. You would make sure, even if it meant not walking across the street on a red light, even if it meant paying all your tickets, your parking tickets or whatever it took or whatever it would take to keep one from going to jail, you would do it. One would think. Now, if you're not doing it, you might be missing something, right? All right. Number 3, domestic relationship missing link. Are you the strong link in most relationships, or are you the missing link? Are you the strong link in most relationships, or the missing link? Right now, many of us say we're strong. Many of us we seem to look like it's look real good in what we say is our relationship and with our relationship partner. But on the inside of the picture, you know, some would say it's hard to see the picture when you're still inside the frame. But what happens is that many of us, when the truth comes out, we're actually missing, right? We're not the strong link, we're the missing link. So which one are you? Which one are you? All right. Number 4, domestic missing link. Do you ever wonder what's missing in your life, or what's the missing link in most of your relationships? Do you wonder what's like missing? Because a lot of areas we can find ourselves just troubled, not knowing what's wrong, not being able to really find out what the answer is. And you know, there's something missing, you know, and if there's something missing in you and there's something missing in me, there's going to be a whole lot missing when it comes to being in a relationship with somebody, because you know, it's suggested to bring your whole self to the relationship, not a half a self, not a quarter self, right? So, number 5, domestic link. When it comes to being the head of the house and the head of your positions in most relationships, are you known as the head, or are you always known as the missing link, right? Now, it's easy. Often tell my clients, when we speak about being the head of the house, when we speak about being in charge of the house, when we also speak in the same sentence about the house falling apart, you know, so interesting how many of us, including probably myself at the time, will speak about, this is my spot, this is my house, until the police arrives at the house because of one of those disputes, and because the house is falling apart. The officer often asks, and whose name is on the house? The officer also asks a question, whose name is on the PG&E? And whose name is definitely on the cable bill and the sports channel? And the answer many times from the so-called head is that her name is on all of the bills. So when one speaks and says they're the head of the house, it should be something titled on one of the papers, one of the contracts surrounding the house where our name is on it. You know, at least that. Now, other than that, we begin to talk what we imagine. We talk what we believe we are. And many times, it's just our belief. It's not the truth at all. So, it's something to think about, you know. And some of us are totally missing from all responsibilities, you know, as the head. All right? So, number 6, missing link. When it comes to having family, friends, associates, and support, are you missing from your links, or is your links missing from you? Missing links. When it comes to having family, friends, associates, and support, are you missing from your links, or is your links missing from you? I mean, like, we say we connected to that. We say that is connected to us, but yet we may be missing. We went out to lunch at, let's say, 12 o'clock, 12 noon, 3 months ago, 3 days ago, or 6 years ago, and we haven't returned from lunch since then. So we've been gone for a while. Some of us have truly been missing, right? Nobody has heard a hide or hair of us, right? Because we've been missing, right? So hopefully you haven't been missing, and hopefully you've finally got to a point to get off your lunch break. All right, I know I have, so hopefully you have too. All right. Number 7, domestic missing parent. Domestic missing parent. Are you known to link your past with your present? When you're telling your abandoned children you abandoned them because your parents also abandoned you. Domestic missing parent. Are you known to link your past with your present when you're telling your abandoned children you abandoned them because your parents also abandoned you? You know, when you find yourself, this is going to be a difficult thing for many of us, difficult thing even for myself, because of my turns and my journey going outside the lane of parenting. These children want answers, and they want to know the truth, and they don't want to hear more lies because they've been lied to by those who did take them in, who did take care of them when we weren't taking care of our children. And so people are trying their best to keep the child with a peace of mind and not lose their head and their cool. And so it comes a time where it's going to be our turn to explain why we left, why we abandoned the children, what happened and what was going on, and what was so big outside of the child that you couldn't come and be there for them, right? So many times you're gonna find people saying things like, well, the reason why I did this, X, Y, and Z is because somebody did X, Y, and Z to me. My parents, my grandparents wasn't there for me. Nobody was there for me. So I didn't know how to give love. I didn't have anything to give because I haven't ever received anything, will be some of us reasoning or excuse when it comes to being real with our children. So hopefully you can keep it real. I can't tell you what to say to them because I don't know what the story is or what your truth really is. Only you know, and only you can prevent forest fires. All right? Number 8, we're going to close this out. To the domestic missing link. Are you always missing because you're going where you're watching and never watching where you're going? To the domestic missing link. Are you always missing in action because you find yourself going where you're watching and not watching where you're going? And so they have a lot of stuff going on lately with this, I would say, government money, with this corona stuff going on, with this these crazy signs about what's happening to our earth. And there's definitely something in the air. And people are on a rampage, shooting guns, killings, and all kind of stuff. I mean, you know, it would make one hopefully think, I would hope many of us can start thinking, after you commit this act, after someone dies, how do you sit with that and how do you live with that? Because it's going to be something to deal with, and it's going to be something that you're going to have to deal with for the rest of your life. And I just suggest to be more careful. I suggest to draw more closer to your God and to your Jesus, and get on your knees and pray, because as strong as you may look, as strong as you may feel, we must all bow down, and we will all bow down before this thing is actually over. So that's it for yours truly, the counselor. Again, check out my site, Domestic Violence with the Counselor, Mr. James Horton, on YouTube. Thank you again for sitting with me and riding with me on this mission. Take it easy.